Hi, and welcome to Voice with Julia and day 100 of our Marchesi Vocal Challenge. Today, we are going on to a whole new section of varied scales with exercise 149.
Voice with Julia, change your voice, change your life.
So, exercise 149, 150, 151 are all part of this section called varied scales. And I'm going to read you what Marchesi writes here. She writes, when the scales can be sung quickly with ease, they should be practiced in various ways, with accents, dotted notes, staccato, slurred legato, slurred and staccato, staccato and slurred, mezzo staccato, syncopated, crescendo and diminuendo, forte and piano. This exercise is especially adapted for light voices. Staccato notes are produced by attacking the note rapidly and crisply. They should not be practiced too long at a time, as the constant repetition of the coup de glotte tires the voice. I'm not sure if you're doing staccato in a way that tires the voice. I'm not 100% certain that you're doing it right. Okay. Interesting. If your staccato tires your voice, you may want to revisit that. I do get what she's saying. I understand. Like, it's like starting your car over and over again. It's not really healthy for the instrument or for the car. I suppose you could see it that way, but let's also see it that if your staccato was really, really optimized, that probably wouldn't be an issue. But she does keep using this word coup de glotte, right? It is possible that they had a very different kind of onset that they were talking about. Anyways, we don't know. So we're going to just not do the one that tires you out. Don't do that one. The mezzo staccato is a prolonged staccato. Okay, kind of like a Verdi staccato, if you want to think about it like that. The accented scales are excellent for promoting flexibility. Absolutely. I agree with that because it also helps you sing more musically. In a line, especially a coloratura phrase or something with some movement. If you can feel different accents and you're able to sing those different accents, you're going to be a much more musical singer. So yeah, I totally agree with that. Okay, so exercise 149, you're going to need to follow along because we start with the first note accented, then the fifth, the first and the fifth. Those are important points, right? Okay, then we go to the second and the sixth, then the third and, yeah, is that right? Yeah. Then we go to the third and the seventh. That's correct. Okay, and then the fourth and the eighth. Then we're gonna go do dotted notes. Okay, then staccato, then slurred and staccato, staccato and slurred, mezzo staccato and syncopated. Okay, you guys ready for this one? Let's go for it. So now the question becomes, how do you form an accent? There's many schools of thought on this. I think what I like to do that's the safest approach to making an accent is a thought. Because what happens is if you actually do some kind of diaphragmatic pulse or some kind of something, chances are you're going to get it wrong. And you might overcomplicate the situation and bring in tensions that don't need to be there. If you just think the accent, the body will respond correctly, especially with all this training that we've been doing. So what I'm suggesting is that instead, this first one has the first and the fifth marked. So instead of going, oh, which I can already feel that's just not really nice, okay? Instead of doing that, I would think the accents. I sound like Harold Hill in The Music Man, the think method, but sometimes it works, so don't knock it. So this one, I already feel more flexibility because I just thought that and it filled the note rather than pushed the note, okay? And then the next one, we have this scale degree 2 and 6. and 7. You can feel that, like, okay? Next one is scale degree 4 and 8. Now we have dotted notes, okay? Bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum. Okay, so all right, now staccato. Now slurred and staccato. So we're doing the slur on the first note, then 2 staccati, then slur, then 2 staccati, or 3 staccati rather. Now we have 2 staccati, 2 slurred, 2 staccati, 2 slurred, and a staccato at the end. Whoops, that was actually, you should do a staccato there. You know, I think actually the best way to do that is to do a slur into that staccato with a staccato release. So let's do that again. We're on the staccato and slurred, by the way. Okay, so I think that's better. Then yeah, I don't know. You can play around with that. And now this mezzo staccato. So that I like to think, again, this is more of a thought. So it's like this kind of gravitas when you want to, you know, exemplify or bring attention to something, right? It's just an exaggerated staccato, right? With a little bit more voice to it, okay? Now here's this syncopated dun da da ba bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum. Okay, so bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba bum. All right, let's see if we can do this. I'm not sure. But that was actually slurred. So this is Should I try this again? I don't really feel like going through this again. You can definitely transpose this. I think this key feels a little bit low for all of this work, but probably because it feels low, I should do it. So there we go. But you can transpose this higher. And ideally, you should work up to exactly as written. So you'll take the 3 quarters of pause, breathe, do the next one, 3 quarter note rest, you know, and continue on, right? We kind of stopped because I wanted to talk you through each one. But ideally, that's what you're going to do on that. Okay?